Coach.
All right, the easy one to start with. The first one is, you've seen the video. What was your takeaway from Saturday?
A lot of good things. Yeah, I was really pleased with the way we started the game. To be able to get a touchdown on that first drive, I think is huge. For the entire team. And then again, taking care of the football. I thought we did a nice job on third down. It was great to be able to get the running game going. To have two backs go over 100 yards, I think that was huge. And I really felt the offensive line played really physical up front and was able to handle the line of scrimmage, and that just opened up things play action wise in our pass game. So a lot of positive things. I thought we were efficient again in the red zone, and then situationally there were some really good pieces too. I thought there was the 2-minute drive at the end of the half was really clean and crisp in the operation. We were able to finish that with a touchdown. And then in the end, 4-minute drive to kind of close it out with a touchdown to Tyjon. But I'm pleased situationally with how our guys played.
I guess as a follow-up to that, was there anything that after watching video that stuck out to you that you weren't aware of during the game? I mean, was there anything that kind of surprised you about the performance, or anybody in particular?
It was nice. I think Hodge kind of got dinged up there for a little bit, and we had some of the guys, the backups came in and made some plays. And I think of the play that Josiah made on a third down, big third down there, was able to make the catch, break a tackle, and turn it into an explosive play. So I think just having some of the guys that maybe second, third, fourth receivers step up in those situations and make some plays for us, I think was really big.
There's been some talk that that was the offensive line's best performance of the year. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I thought they were. They were physical. They controlled the line of scrimmage, and really I thought did a pretty good job in the pass protection. I think that some of the sacks, we took a sack on a trick play, and then the other ones I think were really on the quarterback. Just not getting the ball out of his hands and getting through, but. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with the way that they played.
That last drive before half, 54 seconds, 92-yard drive. Go into the mindset of calling that play to Artavis right off the bat there, and obviously that turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you're expecting them to play a kind of a softer coverage, and we got that, and then we had a light box to run it against, and the line able to create a lane, and AP made a nice run, and shoot, that kind of got the whole thing started, got us a first down, clock stopped, and we were able to kind of get into the rhythm of the drive from there. But yeah, that was huge.
How about the rhythm and momentum to go into halftime after that drive? That had to feel pretty darn good.
Yeah, no, it did. I think it was big, and I think our defense had just stopped, gotten a big stop, on the drive before we got it. They got us the ball back, and so that whole sequence right there, I think was big for us going into the locker room, and I think that made it a 3-score game.
In regard to Josiah, I think people have been waiting for him to get on the field and really do something big. Have you in the past? Can you think of a situation where maybe a guy just needed some big play or something to break through, and maybe that's what it'll take to get him going?
Hopefully, I think I think anytime that you go out and make a play on on that stage out there in a big situation, I think that just does a ton for a young guy's confidence. And so yeah, it was good. It was great to see Josiah make that play, and I think you can see his confidence this week go up, and hopefully he can build on that, and we'll see more of it moving forward.
How nice Pierce and Jefferson, both over 100 yards now, both healthy. Do you look in the future seeing that tandem maybe split your rotation, just keeping both of them fresh?
I kind of liked what we did on Saturday, and I think Coach Petrie, has a good handle on that, and those guys' health and their beat, and then there is a little bit of, hey, one guy's a little bit more comfortable with this run scheme, or this particular play that will kind of shuffle guys in a little bit with that. But yeah, it's great to have those guys both back, and we were just interested to see how good a shape Jermar was in, and he was in better shape than I thought. He was able to go more plays than we anticipated.
You had in the fourth quarter a 42-31 lead, about 11 to go in the game, and you guys continued to snap the ball pretty early in that play clock count in the 20s, and my thought was, well, should they milk the clock here? But then I also thought, though, maybe you screw up the rhythm of an offense if you start doing that, because that's not too early. But you know what I'm talking about.
No, we talked about it, and we ended up saying, shoot, their offense was pretty explosive, and they were doing some good things, and they were kind of making a run. As we felt like we needed to stay aggressive, and run our offense. And sometimes I do think when you slow it down a little bit, you can take yourself out of rhythm, and we just didn't want to do that. So we decided on that drive to let it go and call it normal. And then maybe it was the next series we kind of tapered back and started huddling and started milking the clock a little bit.
My first impression watching Jermar on Saturday was he looked fast. Do you think there's some benefit maybe to him sitting this long, and maybe he's going to be, he hasn't had the wear and tear that backs have had, 8 games into the season, and that's going to pay off a little bit down the stretch?
It's a positive way of looking at it there, I guess.
Well,
but I would have liked to have had him the first 8 games, But yeah, I mean, I think he's getting himself back to healthy, and I just think the more game shape he gets himself in, the quicker he's going to play, and the more explosive runs we'll see.
You mentioned they're a little bit different, maybe more comfortable with a certain call or different thing. How many more options did you feel like you had on Saturday? Like, hey, we can run this, as we could get Jermar in there, or AP, or just did it open up a little bit a different thing, or not that much?
Not really. I just think there's, both guys can run. We're running our wide zone scheme. Both guys can run that, and maybe one on a particular one has a little bit better feel for the read or the play that Coach Petrie feels like he can get those guys in, and we're not, we're giving ourselves the best chance on it. But we feel comfortable with both those guys, and I don't know that it altered the play calling at all.
Isaiah's route running. What was more impressive, the first touchdown route or the second one, making 49-31?
Yeah, no, he does a nice job of setting people up, and we try to move him around, and he has a good feel for some of those double move routes, and yeah, I think both were pretty impressive routes.
What do you see UW's defense? What's going to be a challenge on Friday?
A lot. I think they're super talented on defense. I think the front is really active, particularly number 95. He shows up all over the film and is in the backfield and really gets off on the ball. So I think it'll be a really big challenge. I think those guys are a physical front. That'll be a big challenge for our offensive line. And then secondary, I think those guys are really well coached. I think they're really sound in the coverages they play. They change up some of the looks for the QB. Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the conference, and they have been for some time. So it'll be a challenge for us.
One guy that hasn't got talked about a lot this year is Clay Cardasco. He wasn't a lock to start at all this year, and he has hardly missed a play. And I still think people talking about him. But what have you seen from him this season that's helped you guys along?
The first thing I think with Clay is just his physicality, and I think he brings an attitude, even at practice all the time, that he's going to come off the ball and hit you in the mouth and make it physical, and that's what we talk about on the offensive line, and he's been really good for that group to have him in there. And then I think just for him, the question going into the season was how consistent can he be, and how with his his technique and his assignments, and he's cleaned that stuff up, and I think he's done a lot of good things for us. It's been awesome to have him healthy, and he's really helped us.
I've heard he brings a little bit of an attitude.
Yeah, no, it is. That's that physicality, the attitude of being a physical player, and yeah, he's an emotional guy, and I think that rubs off on the offensive line and really the whole offense.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you guys.